Can good music make us do bad things? Let's explore that. In 1999, felony offenders between the ages of 12 and 17 were asked about their music tastes. They were asked to consider how their listening habits may have affected their behaviour and offending fantasies. The most predominant music genre mentioned? Rap music. Hold on, stay with me. 72 respondents believed that music influenced the way they feel at least some of the time, but only 4% perceived a connection between their music listening and their deviant behaviour. To suggest that rap music caused those individuals to commit crime would be disingenuous and would also be ignorant to the surrounding social and economic context. In fact, most respondents said something that resembles reflection-rejection theory. The music was perceived as a mirror of their lives rather than a causing factor of their behaviour. Another similar perspective the respondents had was something called the drive reduction theory, where the music was perceived as an emotional outlet or expressive vehicle for how they were feeling. So what makes us do bad things then? What makes us commit crime? Well, according to the rational choice perspective, it's a person's immediate surroundings that is the main source of information we use when contemplating a crime. Picture this. You're going to the club with your friends, you're excited and you're anticipating a good time. But when you get there, the door staff are rude and condescending to you. It's entirely packed inside, the air conditioning is barely working, and it takes you about 30 minutes to get a drink. When you eventually get your drink, someone spills theirs on your shirt. You're with your friends and they tell you to hit the man. What do? It's easy to say we wouldn't do it because we aren't being influenced by those negative surroundings. I'd also like to think that we still wouldn't do it when we was in those situations, but some of us do, and that's why crime is committed. It's our surroundings and experience that is the biggest influence on whether or not we commit a crime. So wouldn't it be dismissive to say that music couldn't cause us to commit crime? After all, it's something we experience daily in our lives, and it surrounds us everywhere. Going back to our example in the beginning with our juvenile felons, to suggest that their music taste had a direct impact on their decision to commit crime would be prescribing to the excitation transfer theory, that the music instilled those thoughts and caused them to act upon them. Again, to suggest this just feels wrong, because we aren't considering the wider context as to why those crimes were committed. It's a complex psychological and social issue that can't be easily explained by just saying music caused this, regardless of the media trying to blame the arts, such as music and film, for the heinous acts committed by others. So let's dig deeper. Students were told they could gain extra credit towards their study if they partook in some research. During the research, the assistant would complain about not wanting to continue and being tired of the meetings. When the participating student was leaving, the assistant asked them to lie to the next person waiting outside, telling them not to go in and that the assistant had already left. What makes this so interesting is that half of the participating students had upbeat music playing whilst they were doing the research, and the other half had just silence. The results? The students with the upbeat music were more likely to lie to the next student waiting outside than those that had only silence. So, can music make us do bad things? Not necessarily, but it does indicate that we are more likely to comply with actions that have negative consequences that harm others if there is positive music playing. All this talk about music and its causes and consequences feels relevant to what's happening in the UK right now with drill music. There is a growing movement of people that would like to see the genre banned, if not significantly entailed. There are broad and sweeping statements claiming that it incites violence, knife crime, and promotes gangs and gang membership. To some extent that may be true. Music can be a causative factor, but the evidence is limited and questionable at best as to whether censoring a genre is the best way to deal with crime. What we do know is that music reflects its society, and censoring a very real reflection of the problems that many black and impoverished youth face today is not the solution. So, can music make us do bad things? Maybe, but not really. I'm sure that's not the clear-cut answer you wanted, but the research is interesting and shows that it may have some influence on how we make decisions, including bad ones. Hey, just wanted to say thank you for watching the first episode of Musical Musings. It means a lot to me. I really enjoyed making this episode and I can't wait to make more. Click subscribe if you don't want to miss them, and I'll see you around.